Lost their 7th game in a row tonight, but in overtime, so they do get the point. They lost to the Nashville Predators tonight by a final score of 1-0. So not a lot of goals. Sharks got shut out, and it's a shame they lost because Kahkonen had a really good game for the Sharks. In net, he was 40 of 41, which is incredible. He had a 9.76 save percentage, near perfect. But of course, he gave up 1 goal in overtime, which was scored by Ryan Johansson, who's a pretty good goal scorer. And so the Sharks lost today. 7 in a row. It's got to hurt. I mean, moves are being made right now. Of course, Doug Wilson, not the GM anymore, and I assume when the season ends, the Sharks are going to figure things out. But right now, it hurts a little bit having a team like not play good at all for these past 7 games. I mean, that's not good at all. I mean, with the team, the Barracuda signed Thomas Bordeleau, so that's good. He's a very talented player who was at Michigan, so hopefully the Sharks can get him like for next season maybe. And I think, the Sharks have kind of just hit a point where they've kind of just run out of gas in the tank. I think they're just really tired. They're not scoring. They barely could generate chances. I mean, in this game in total, they had 25 shots. But Saros saved all of them. He had a really incredible game, shutting out the Sharks. And Roman Josi, even though he didn't score for the Preds, he had 10 shots on net. Sharks defense, for the most part in regulation was good, but of course, in overtime, they didn't win it because, that defense kind of crumbled. And I think the Sharks overtime defense sort of, doesn't do super good all the time. But Kahkonen made some really good saves. Like in the first period, he made a really nice save. Second period, he made a really good one as well. Saros did as well. I mean, it was just a really good game for both goaltenders. But I honestly think, Kahkonen, I think, had a better game when it came to save production and whatnot. I think the Sharks had less shots. If the Sharks, I think, to be honest, I think if the Sharks had equally as amount of shots as the Predators, I think the Sharks might have won this game. But that didn't happen, of course. And also, the last time we played the Predators, we lost them 8-0. So, I mean, this is definitely an improvement in that sense, but still lost. But we do get the points. So the Sharks have 68 points right now. Most of the overtime period was used up. Saros made a good save. Hurdle had a chance to win it, but he made a pad save with about 4 minutes remaining in overtime. And Ryan Johansson scored with about a minute and a half left in overtime. And they kind of just exploited the defense that the Sharks weren't covering very well. And Johansson got open right near the net. He received the pass and tipped it right in. And it was a pretty nice goal for him. And the Predators, they just outplayed the Sharks in overtime. That goal by Johansson, it was assisted by Matthias Ekholm and Philip Forsberg. And so Johansson, he got the winner. I mean, it was a nice goal. I got to give it to him. It was bad defense on the Sharks' part. And so the Sharks lose 1-0 to the Preds in overtime. They're going to play the Blackhawks next on Thursday, followed by the Stars. Of course, not many games left in the season, and the Sharks are getting ready for the offseason. There's not going to be playoffs for us. And so this is actually the Sharks' 10th overtime loss of the year, which is a little bit atypical. But it's interesting. They still remain 7th place in the Pacific and lose their 7th game in a row, which actually isn't the longest active streak of losing in the league right now. So that's good, I guess. On the bright side, the Blackhawks, the team we're playing next, have lost 8 in a row. So, maybe we'll beat them. But anyways, the Sharks lose 1-0 in this one. They moved to 29, 33, and 10. The Predators are very good. They moved to 42, 26, and 5. And we got Chicago next on our agenda. So anyways, guys, let me know your thoughts on this game. It sucks to lose in overtime, especially when you have a losing streak. So I'll see you guys later. And go Sharks.